Hey everybody, good Kyle here. Um, First, I guess I'll apologize for the lighting. I'm sure like half of my face is dark and the other is light, but you all know what my sexy face looks like, right? So this isn't really important. This video about the Final Fantasy XIII-2 ending. I know I should have gotten this out like 2 weeks ago, but I've just been busy with schoolwork and other videos, as you've seen, Uncharted Crazy Files and Dumbest Deaths. So check those out somewhere on somewhere over here. I don't know. Anyway, okay. First, This isn't gonna be a long video, but first I'm gonna briefly talk about how the events of Final Fantasy 13-2 happened, then go into the lore of the world, and then describe why the ending made no sense. All right, and obviously spoilers. So, all right. So the events of Final Fantasy 13-2 happened because of Etro, which is like a god in the Final Fantasy 13-2 universe, intervened at the end of Final Fantasy 13-2 when they all got turned to crystal with their boss fight with Orphan. And then she reached out, made them not crystal, and removed their stuff. And then the rest, as you know, at the end of the game, they all were happy and stuff, and Fang and Vanille were in the crystal. But then the events that Etro did led to, obviously lightning disappearing and allowed all the time paradoxes to pop up, and that's what started the whole thing pretty much. Now, throughout the game, I think it started maybe midway or maybe half, or what's the word for it? You're halfway to the halfway point of the game, something like that. But you find out that the main villain Caius was once granted some sort of power or whatever by Etro herself too, and he got a like her heart or something similar. You can argue whatever, but it's basically a heart of Etro and it has her spirit, a part of her body, whatever. And throughout the game, once you realize that since Etro is pretty much dead, and this is the last part of Etro is in Caius's chest. If you kill him, and the heart doesn't, you know, or whatever, I'll get to that in a second. But if you kill him, pretty much Etro's gone, chaos and flushes the world, whatever. But after that, you learn that Noel is part of the Guardians or whatever, and once he kills Caius, let's just say it wasn't even Caius, it was the next person in line. Once he kills that next person in line, he gets that Heart of Etro or Heart of Chaos, whatever you want to call it, and it should be implanted in him. Now, at the end of the game, Caius kind of stabs himself. It wasn't really Noel, but Noel still had his hand on the blade, and it can be counted as a kill. And when that happened, what instantly should have happened was the heart or essence or whatever you want to call it, spirit should have been transferred to Noel, and that would have been it. Maybe there'd been like a slight delay because when the heart was stabbed or killed, according to the lore of the story, Etro was reborn or rebirthed or something like that, and then back into Noel or Noel's body or whatever. Now that didn't happen at all, and this is where I started to hate the ending so much. He just the heart didn't go anywhere. Apparently stayed in Caius even though he was dead, and Noel was next in line. And then Sarah saw some vision of the future. Now that probably would have maybe happened anyway. That's not what I'm arguing about. What if I'm arguing about is the very end where all the chaos comes in and pretty much just destroys the world, or you're led to believe. Um, and that makes no sense because Etro is still in Noel's body, or it should be in Noel's body with the heart of Etro. And again, that made no sense based on the lore of the story. They dug their own hole with that one just for the sake of shock value, or they wanted a sad ending but didn't know how to present it correctly. But regardless, my main point is once Caius died, the essence of Etro or whatever should have gone to Noel. Uh, so that's why the ending made no sense. Etro's heart should have gone to Kaya, or should have gone to Noel. That would have prevented all the gushing of chaos from Valhalla into the real world, and none of that should have happened. But again, spoilers, as I said before, just Sarah dying, I don't necessarily think that would have been stopped even if the story made sense where it should have. I think maybe she just saw one last vision and died. I mean, I think that's it. Now, and I don't have a problem with the ending being all dark and sad and really messed up at all. No, even though it's pretty dark for a Final Fantasy game. The point I don't like is it shouldn't have happened based on the lore of the story and the way it set itself up. And just real quickly, the paradox endings don't really stick. They don't really make sense, and there should be a sequel because of the unexplained and ways things should have happened, not through DLC like the director of the game wants. That's just stupid and cheap. Buy money to see the real ending. That's stupid. But anyway, that's what I wanted to try and get across. If you have any questions about the lore of the world, I'll gladly answer them down in the comment section. And thanks for watching, everybody.